It's Friday of the third week of Easter. So, welcome to our chat in this time of self isolation. We keep in prayer in our thoughts at this time, especially those who are unwell in hospital, care homes, and in their own homes as well. And to keep in prayer all who look after them, care for them, shepherd them, and also give thanks for those we shepherd ourselves at this time as well. So greetings to everybody. Father Frank spoke to us last week, among other things, about the suffering of the innocent. We're well aware from history that we human beings are capable of the highest ideals and the worst atrocities. There are other atrocities that happen as well, such as earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis. We're not responsible, human beings are not responsible for these by and large. Insurance companies love to talk to them about, speak to them as acts of God. I've come to the conclusion, a good few years now, that the earth on which we live and walk and have our being is itself a living organism. The earth. There's a theory out called Gaia theory, G-A-I-A, which proposes that principle, the same principle as well, that the earth itself is living. So that if the earth gets sick, it has serious consequences to it. If I, Joe Dale, get a cold, I don't blame God for it. We don't blame God for the current virus either. So we shouldn't be blaming God for tsunamis and earthquakes and volcanoes either. The earth gets sick. If the earth gets sick, it's a rather serious proposition. So much for that. We're in these quiet, restful days. For some people, it may be boring time. I find it fascinating. I have difficulty remembering which day of the week it is now. But I go out for a walk during the day, and we've had some beautiful weather recently. And in my walk, I sometimes sit down on a bench, maybe have a cigarette, and listen and watch nature. What's intrigued me recently is the conversation I hear between blackbirds. I think they're blackbirds. It's a romantic conversation, of course, it's that time of year. They're looking for mates. But I find it fascinating that the conversation is so varied. You see one blackbird, it's up there in a tree, high in a tree, top of a television aerial and top of a chimney, twittering away and hearing a response in the distance. I find it fascinating. I just wonder sometimes if bird scientists haven't done some research on this. The conversation is so different to raucous, grating seagulls. Apologies to those of you who love seagulls. But the blackbird conversation is something special. Go out and listen to it someday. You won't be out long before you hear it. If you go out in the evening time, after dark, say 9 p.m. at night, on a bright, clear sky night, you'll see a very bright object up there in the sky, in the western sky. It's not a star, it's a planet. It's planet Venus. And planet Venus has some interesting things about it. It's very bright. It's about the same size as our Earth. So if you were to stand on Venus, look back to the Earth would appear about the same size as we see Venus at the moment. It's often described as Earth's twin. More often it's described as Earth's evil twin. Why? Well, let me tell you a few things about Venus. A day on Venus is longer than a year. And we're used to a 24-hour day. A day on Venus is 8 months of our time. And a year is 7 months in our time. So it goes around the sun quicker than it goes around itself. On Venus, the sun rises in the west. We're accustomed to the sun rising in the east. Venus, it rises in the west and sets in the east. Now for the evil bit. The planet Venus is surrounded by a cloud of carbon dioxide. It's like being in a glass house. And we often talk about the greenhouse effect of what's in the Earth at the moment. The sun heats it, but the sun can't escape from it. So the surface temperature in Venus is 450 degrees centigrade. As far as I understand it, 100 degrees centigrade is boiling point here on Earth, isn't it? 4 times that. The scientists tell us it's hot enough to melt lead. The pressure on Venus, the atmospheric pressure on Venus, is 92 times what is on Earth. It would be the equivalent of being unaided at 3,000 feet under the sea. So you'd be both burnt up on Venus and crushed to death on Venus. That's what the scientists tell us. You might wonder what this has got to do with spirituality or what it's got to do with Easter. Well, this coming Sunday is the 4th Sunday of Easter, also known as Good Shepherd Sunday, because the gospel that we hear in each of the 3-year cycle is from chapter 10 of John's Gospel, all about shepherds and about sheep. I am the Good Shepherd. And perhaps when we look at nature and our planet, blackbirds are a very minor part of our planet. But when we look at that, we are reminded of shepherding. We've got to shepherd our earth because it's the place where we live and the only place we're going to live. Got to shepherd it because we could become like Venus. Scientists warn us of this, greenhouse effects. So much shepherding is going on just now in this time of virus. All the health people, doctors, nurses, all involved in the medical profession, our pharmacies, our shops, our bin men, our postmen, all these who shepherd us at this time. And hopefully each of us is doing some shepherding as well. I'm sure we are. So thank you for that. I'm just going to finish with this quote I see from Pope Francis. It's in this week's newsletter. Rivers do not drink their own water. Trees do not eat their own fruit. The sun does not shine on itself. Flowers do not spread their fragrance for themselves. Living for others is a rule of nature. We're all born to help each other. No matter how difficult that is, life is good when you're happy, but much better when others are happy because of you. Thank you. Have a good week, and thank you for watching. God bless. Bye.